Hello everyone, welcome back to our Power BI session. I really hope that all of you are doing very great. So before we start with our today's session, let's take a look on what we have done in our last session. So in our last session, we got to know about the model view, what is the advantage of model view, how we can connect two or more than two tables with the help of model view, and with the same view, with the same table connections that we have created, we also prepared a table. Additionally, we came to know that how we can make the changes in the connectivity of tables with the help of the properties of those connections. So now, in continuation with the model view, today we will explore the report view. We will see what are the things that we can work upon in report view. So right now we will be looking into this report only, like if I want to make some changes in the look and feel of this report, can we do that in Power BI? Yes, we can do that. And in order to do that, first of all, we should make sure that any place that we want to format or we want to make any changes, it should stay selected. So right now it is already selected, and on right side you can see that inside the visualization tab there are two tabs. One is add data to your visuals. This is the first that comes. It shows us the variation, the different type of visualizations that are available with us. But since we have started with a table, so we will be focusing on table in our today's session. And here the second tab tells us format your visual. So if we want to apply any formatting to our table, we can do that with the help of this tab. So let's go ahead and click on format your visuals. So here you can see that there are multiple options coming up, like style preset, which will help us to style this complete report structure. Right now you can see that some alternate colors are coming. If I want to apply some colors to the background of title or any change in this color variation, all those things we can do. After style preset, the next is grid. So right now you can see there is no grid coming in this report. If I want to apply grid, that also we can do. Similarly, if I want to make any changes in styling for values, I can do with the help of value section. Then the column header, if I want to make any changes to the column header, then we can do with the column header. Total will help us to format the total value. You will see that this report is having all the alphanumeric values. So there is no numeric value that can be calculated or where we can perform total. So right now we won't be focusing on the styling of total. Then the specific column. So if we want to make any changes to the specific column, that also we can do. Cell element, this is more like how we can apply the conditional styling in our report. But this topic we will be taking care in our next session, as conditional styling is very important. And generally when the client comes to us and they have requirements, so they ask us, sometimes they ask us for conditional styling, like if there is a negative value, instead of seeing that as a negative value, sometimes they demands us to have it in a bracket, or sometimes they want to highlight it with a red color. So depending on their requirement, they ask or they share the requirement with us. So this all will come with the help of conditional styling. So this will be a more focused topic that we will be taking care in our next session. Now moving to the next one, URL icon. If I want to shrink some value, like I have a column which is having a URL value, but I don't want to use this much of space for that report, because we know, right, sometimes dashboard requirement is given to us. There the client gives us a wireframe, or we offer them a wireframe, so we cannot take up bigger space only for a specific report. For those things we want to adjust those data in a smaller section and in a beautiful way, that even though it's taking less space, but it should be clear. So right now, suppose I have a requirement that I want to show URL column also, but the URL will take a bigger space because URL is a big data. So instead of that, what I want is I want to replace it with the URL icon. So anybody clicks on that URL icon, they will be redirecting to that particular URL, or on hover of that URL icon, they will be able to see that complete URL. So with the help of tooltip, we won't be taking that much space in this complete page. So this is the help of this is the benefit of having URL icon. Then the image size, if we are adding any images, then also we can work on the formatting of those images too. Same as with the accessibility, if we want to have some changes in the accessibility side, then also we can work on it. But right now in this table I want to make few of the changes. One is like the style preset I want to change. What I want is that in this report it should be looking as this one, bold header. So now you can see that there is some change. The column title is coming as a black background, and then there is a white line coming for it, and there is some change in the way it is now presenting. Okay, now next what I want to make changes, that I want to have horizontal grid lines, but not in gray color. Instead of it I will select black. Similarly, I want to have a vertical grid line also, and in this case again I want this to be in black color only. So now you can see that the border is added. Okay, next thing that I want to make changes, the font structure of this. In the column title I want to make it little bold, so I will go on column header and then I will make it bold. Second thing is I want to make it center align, so it is in center align right now. Okay, and with the values you can see that there is option coming for text wrap also, which is on. What is the advantage of text wrap? Okay, so now suppose I want to shrink this value. If I will click here and try to reduce this column width, so you can see the text is not hiding but it is wrapping. And instead of this I will, if I click on off, then you can see that if I will try shrinking this value, then it will start giving me dot dot. You see the title is coming with dots. Now the complete value is not coming. Again if I do text wrap on, then it will start coming properly. The same we can do with values also. In case of our value, right now we are already having text wrap as on default. That's why the value is changing with it. Okay, so this is a minor change that I wanted to apply on this report. Apart from this, I don't want to make any changes to it, so I will now reduce this. Okay, now the second thing to focus here is, right now I am having only one report with me. What if I have more than one report? So suppose I'll take one more report and one more report. So now I have 3 reports with me. Okay, and I'll add some data for these reports. So in first I will add product, and then product revenue, and in my second table I will add product, and then I will add product price. Okay, so let's increase the size of this report a little bit, so you can see the new report, right? I will shrink this report column width also. Okay, now let's reduce the width and move it towards right. And again for this column I will First of all, I will increase the size of this report, and then I will focus on changing the width. Now it's looking better. Okay. Now suppose I am having 3 reports. Let me drag it to little center. Now I have 3 reports and I want to apply the same things, the same styling that I have in this report. So in this case we have done some minor changes, okay, but sometimes there are major changes, like I want to apply the conditional styling, I want to apply some more effects on the total side, subtotal, or I want to work on any specific column styling. So there are certain things. So in order to achieve that, we will have to work on each and every report with the same thing. No. So here there's a plus point in Power BI. Since it's a Microsoft tool, here in Power BI also Microsoft gives us the benefit of Format Painter. So here if I will select on this report, let me select it. Okay, so now I selected this and I'll click on Format Painter and I will apply on this report. And again I will click Format Painter and I will apply on this report. And you can see that within seconds all the 3 reports are appearing to be the same. And right now while working, you must have observed that somehow I selected any particular row in this table which impacted all the other tables. So what it is? Actually, Power BI gives us a default option of interaction. So if I select on any specific row, accordingly it will be filtering out the data for the rest of table or other chart, whatever we are having in that particular page. Now suppose it's not necessary now that everybody wants to apply that filter condition in each and every reports. So can we remove this feature, because sometimes it can be a disadvantage too? Yes, we can do that. How we can do that? For that we need to move on format. Okay, and here you can see there is the option of edit interaction. So you need to click on this, and as soon as you will click on this, you can see that we are getting this thing. So we have to click on this none icon. Okay, now if I will click on this, you can see there is no change in the rest 2 reports. But now there is another thing to note down. That is, if now I click on this one, then it will be filtering the data for rest, which means that in order to remove this edit interaction for all the reports, like if you want to remove it from all the reports, you need to make sure that you deselect all the other reports that you don't want to keep as a part of interaction. Okay, similarly for the third one also you need to deselect it. So now if I will select on any row for any column, this interaction will be not working. So in this way we saw how we can format the tables, like we have done some general changes in the table format. Also we saw how we can reuse the format of one table in more than one table or any number of tables that we are having. Additionally, we came to know about removal of this interaction thing, and even if we want to have this for any specific reports, how we can have it. So this is all about this session. I really hope that you must be able to understand what we tried clearing in this. In our next session, we will be focusing on the conditional styling, how we can apply conditional styling, and we will talk more about it, like what is the benefit of having conditional styling and why we should be aware of it. So that's all about the session. Thank you everyone for watching this session. If in case you have not yet subscribed the channel, I request you to please subscribe this channel so that we all can stay connected with our learning sessions of Power BI.